Welcome back to the channel, guys. Welcome back to the channel, Mad on Cars. So today we are in the VW Polo, and it's a 1.6 liter engine. It's the previous generation Polo, and it's a sedan, something people are no longer buying or no longer interested in. It's quite spacious, and look, I've been driving it for more than 200 kilometers now. I'll check when I get to my destination, but the last time I checked, in fact when I left, it was sitting at, the tank was full. It was sitting at 720 in terms of range, and the last time I checked when I got here, it was sitting at 500. And when I look at the gauge cluster, I've got just above half a tank, in fact 3/4 full to be precise. So what are my thoughts on this vehicle? Let's start with the interior. The interior, it's fairly okay. It's okay, I don't want to lie. Wouldn't say it's spacious or too compact. It's just okay. I think, yeah, 5 people could sit, maybe fairly okay. Not necessarily comfortable for a long journey, but just okay, they'll fit. And what else? Yeah, there are a lot of plastic materials. The only leather that you find is on the steering wrap. Okay, this is leather. And then you have your touchscreen radio. This is a 5-speed, so it's not automatic. And what else? I think that's about it. It's very basic, if I can put it that way. It's very basic, but it does the job. I don't know how much it retailed for, because this one is sitting on 121,000 kilometers now. But when I compare it to something similar, the Polo Vivo now, the last time I checked, the Polo Vivo was sitting at 252,000 rands for a brand new one. So yeah, let's just put it at that, because it's spec'd almost in the same way as your Polo Vivo, generally speaking. Look, to some extent I can't even recognize what is the difference between the two cars, because the sound insulation is also poor in this car, so as you'd find in a Polo Vivo. And yeah, so really I don't know what's the difference between the two. But when it comes to performance, it does perform fairly okay, because I've been driving with my friend, but I just dropped him off somewhere, and you quickly get to the speed limit, not necessarily quickly, but you get there. It's an NA engine, natural aspirated, doesn't have a turbo, so it's to be expected. You do need the 1.6, because I feel like the 1.4 would be a bit slow. That would be a bit slow. And when I looked at the gauge cluster for my fuel consumption, previously it read about 16 kilometers per liter. So I'm assuming, this is not a precise calculation, but I'm assuming it's like 4 to 5 liters per 100 k's for a petrol engine. Now that is very efficient. I think that's why a lot of people are buying Polos, because of the efficiency. They are very, very efficient, and generally speaking, they don't give a lot of trouble, more especially if you just go for the manual, because the DSGs have got their problems, more especially I think pre-2019. Yeah, I think pre-2019 they've got their fair bit of issues. My brother also had one. It was a Polo R-Line, and yeah, that gave him a lot of issues. He ended up paying about 50,000 rand just to fix the gearbox, not to even replace it, but just to fix, so yeah, that's fairly expensive. So what else could we say about this car though? Like, again, it does the job. There's nothing fancy about it. It's using 16-inch wheels. This one that we're on, you can find more basic ones whereby it's got rims instead of mag wheels, and it wouldn't have the touchscreen radio like we've got with this one. So it doesn't have any navigation. It's just simple stuff, radio, this and that, just simple things. So that's about it when it comes to infotainment. It doesn't have a reverse camera, just your basics, what you need for a day-to-day car. And look, with the ever rising fuel costs, I think this is a good car to have, because fuel is not cheap, eh? And if you are not a fan of a diesel vehicle, I think this would be perfect, because it gives you fuel consumption of a diesel car. I've got a cousin of mine, he bought a Polo TDI 1.6, and again, very efficient. He used to easily get, when he was doing long distances, about 1,200 kilometers on a full tank. But immediately when it started giving problems, it was expensive. Problems such as injectors. It was injector, what else? I think a turbo at one point needed fixing. Something around the turbo though needed fixing. So hence I'm saying, if you are looking at good fuel consumption and you're not a fan of a diesel motor, I think this is perfect. This is perfect. I don't know how it would perform though if the vehicle was full with 5 people going uphill. Maybe it might struggle a bit. Obviously wouldn't perform like a turbocharged engine. It's a natural aspirated one, hence you've got the reliability. So yeah, that's how it is. It's a reliable, honest car to get you from A to B. Good daily vehicle, saves you a lot of money on fuel because you hardly go there at the pump stations. And what else? Yeah, it's got your airbags, basic stuff. It's got basic stuff, nothing fancy. But so here's the exterior of the vehicle. It's riding on 16-inch. Yeah, it's 205/55, 16-inch mag wheels. And as you can see, it's got color coded door handles, as well as the mirrors. Mirror covers are color coded as well. And so as I said, in front it's got fog lights, and yeah, that's about it. It's a very nice vehicle, as I said earlier on. So that's the exterior of it. So more on the basic stuff, I think it has more than basic stuff, because as you can see, it's got a traction control over there. That's the rear defroster for the rear windscreen, and it's got aircon and ABS. It also has ABS, which I just want to check when I switch this thing on. Yeah, it's got ABS. I think most cars nowadays have got ABS. And what else? Look, it has simply done 16 kilometers per liter, and that's without trying. Left with 470 kilometers. I've done 272. So a quick calculation there. Let me just take out my calculator to check exactly what is the range that we've been getting. 470 plus 272, that's 742 kilometers. And I'm pretty sure if I was a bit light on my right foot, we could even get 800, maybe 900 when pushing it. So it's a nice vehicle. It's not clean. I've been doing a couple of errands. It's a work vehicle, and yeah, it also has fog lights. So yeah, it's more than your base, if I can put like that. It's just above the base model, so hence the extras here and there. Look, now in terms of pricing, VWs are normally expensive. Let us say you had to buy this now at these kilometers, 121,000 kilometers. I wouldn't pay more than 150,000 rands. I wouldn't pay more than 150,000 rands. And yeah, look, since this vehicle is from where I work, so a lot of people drive it, you know. So with those kilometers, it has been reliable whilst a lot of people are still driving it. You don't find any funny squeaks or anything like that. It is quiet. Obviously, sound insulation is not as good as I said earlier on. And yeah, it's a nice vehicle. It's got 12-volt socket, USB charging port. Yeah, that's about it when it comes to the interior. You've got good boot space at the back, and that's all you ever need, really, you know. So if you had to look outside VW, I'm not a big VW fan. They do look nice, but what makes me not to be a VW fan is the pricing. I think they are just overpriced, you know. So you could also look at your Suzuki Swift, perhaps. It's a bit smaller than this, but you know, you're getting your value for your money when it comes to that. You can look at your Hyundai Elantra. I think it's almost, or Ascent, it's almost the same size as this. And those are basically your options, you know. My advice, should you buy this, I'd buy this pre-owned, but also bearing in mind that they do get stolen quite a lot, hijacked, and all of those horror stories. So me personally, I wouldn't buy. I'd rather buy myself a Toyota Corolla Quest, an automatic one, and I'd be good, you know. Those are reliable, not as efficient as these because I've had one before. It was a manual. I would average about 7 liters per 100 k's. So yeah, that's the best I could do. So yeah, if you are into VWs, one space, most definitely get this. Anyways, thanks for watching the video, and don't forget to subscribe, like the video, and I'll see you on the next one.